The great news is that the IRS has started sending the second stimulus check for up to $600 per person by direct deposit, and the first physical checks have also gone out. But not everyone who's eligible for more stimulus money will necessarily receive their share right away. Calculate your stimulus check total. Where the IRS slots you into its payment schedule can give you an idea whether you'll be one of the first in line to get a second stimulus check, or near the end. And here's why some people may not get another check at all. There's another wrinkle to the situation, too, and that's a January 15th cutoff for the IRS to complete sending payments. So far it's acted quickly, but there are some limitations and other issues that could potentially hold up your second stimulus check. We'll explain more below. If you've heard about President Donald Trump's push to turn the $600 per person limit into a $2,000 check, that isn't looking likely this time, but President-elect Joe Biden has already committed to a third stimulus check in 2021. Here's why January's new Congress could hold the key. Read on for more information about which IRS payment group you fall into. This story has been updated with new information. People with direct deposit already set up are now getting their stimulus money. People who have their direct deposit information on file with the IRS are in the first group to receive a stimulus check. An electronic transfer of funds is faster and more efficient than mailing a check, which means many more people can be processed quickly. Some people have already received their money through direct deposit starting on December 29th. As of New Year's Day, the IRS has not made it possible to sign up for direct deposit if you didn't have it already, or to track your payment, but we expect to see the online tool activate in the coming week. Here are ways you can help speed up delivery of your next check, including what we know now about signing up for direct deposit. For Social Security beneficiaries, there are two main scenarios. With the first stimulus payment, many people who receive Social Security disbursements who also had direct deposit information on file with the federal government received checks in the first week, though not always the first day. The IRS had a separate informational section for people who receive SSDI and SSI. Normally, people in these groups receive their federal benefits through a Direct Express card, though people in this group receive their stimulus payment through a non-Direct Express bank or a paper check. Some paper checks are already on their way, but the IRS began sending the first paper checks in the mail on Wednesday, December 30th. Here's how you can track your stimulus check to your mailbox. That's much faster than the first time around. But there are still two major limitations you need to know. The U.S. Treasury can process between 5 million and 7 million paper stimulus checks a week in addition to checks for other federal programs, according to a Government Accountability Office report from June, which means some people will have to wait. Then there's this catch. Language in the stimulus bill institutes a cutoff of January 15th for the IRS to send out payments. So anyone who doesn't receive theirs by January 15th will have to claim it in early 2021 during tax season. That gives people who sign up for direct deposit a distinct advantage. The timing then becomes a matter of how soon you submit your taxes for 2020 and how quickly the IRS would be able to process your return. Those two scenarios are influenced by a variety of factors. For example, people who file their returns in February would likely receive their stimulus check money, in the form of a recovery rebate credit, months before people who wait until the April 15th deadline or file an extension. People who received EIP cards were the last to get their money during the first stimulus round. EIP debit cards or prepaid Visa cards the IRS may send you instead of a paper check. The envelope will look unmarked, so be careful not to toss out your mail without carefully checking first. The IRS has said it will start sending EIP cards this week, a change from the 1-month delay in sending this type of payment the first time. The same rules apply as paper checks. If you don't get yours by January 15th, you'll need to file a recovery rebate credit between January 16th and April 15th as part of tax season. People who have more complex situations are likely to wait the longest. For the first check, this category includes people who received a check after June, still haven't received their full stimulus payment, or who didn't know they needed to complete an extra step. It isn't clear what would happen if there was a problem during the process and the recovery rebate credit was further delayed. It's likely the IRS would set a different, later deadline to address clerical errors, like missing stimulus money, and other scenarios. What should you do if you still haven't received the full amount from the first payment? It isn't always clear how much money the IRS might owe you in the event of an error. We suggest starting with our stimulus check calculator and this introduction to how the IRS tabulates your total sum. If the numbers seem lower than they should be, you might want to investigate further. See if any of these situations could apply to you. Are you missing $500 allotted for your child dependents, or do you pay or receive child support? Are you a tax non-filer who may be owed a stimulus check, including older adults and people who receive SSI or SSDI? If you're a U.S. citizen abroad or live in a U.S. territory and didn't receive a check as expected, you may also need to read up on the rules. And a court ruling has made it possible for millions of people who are incarcerated to get a check, even after the IRS changed its interpretation to exclude this group.